All right, second video of the night. This one is a little more serious and probably a little more important. Okay, so issue at hand is as we grow and have more and more properties, we're having more and more emergency issues that are coming up on Saturdays and Sundays. Up until now, we haven't required anyone to work on Saturdays or Sundays. When things come up, we try to push them off or talk them through over the phone how to do it or get an outside vendor. Uh, when absolutely necessary, we'll call one of you guys up and ask you if you are available and ultimately let it up to you. And if you say you're not available, then that's fine. But what we found is it's the same couple guys that are sacrificing their time and going out and doing this over and over again. And we're only going to be asking them to do that more and more. And eventually, I don't feel like that's a fair way to do things. So, with that said, we are moving to a mandatory on-call schedule. Got a couple points here in my notes that I want to go through with you. So you'll be on call once every 5 to 6 weeks, depending on what your region is. Your schedule will be in a shared calendar, so you can check your calendar to see when your weekend is. It will be planned out for the whole year, so you can, if you want to make vacations, do things like that, that's fine. You know which is your weekend and which isn't your weekend. You'll get time and a half pay for any work that you do while you're on call. You will also get $20 per day that you are on call, regardless of whether you are actually called in or not. So if Saturday and Sunday go by and no one calls you in, you get $40. Make sense? All right. A couple other things. As we add new employees, your frequency of being on call will decrease. Anticipated by March of 2017, you'll only be on call once every 2 months, and then by the end of 2017, it will only be once every 3 months, right? Because there'll be more people to rotate in. This is mandatory, but with that said, there is some flexibility. You are free to swap weeks with other employees. There's no problem there. We only ask that you get everything okayed with Rob or Chris, all right? Because they're the ones that will be making the changes on the calendar. So yeah, if you want to make a change to someone, that's fine. Just run it by Rob or Chris. Other flexibility. If you prefer, instead of being on call Saturday and Sunday, you can just work a regular 8-hour day on Saturday and a regular 8-hour day on Sunday. Then you can take off 2 days in the previous week or the following week. So effectively, you're just shifting the 5 days that you work so that 2 of the 5 days are Saturday and Sunday. The nice thing about this is you won't be required to work more than 40 hours, and you won't be just sitting around waiting for a call. The bad thing about this is you won't be getting overtime pay for those hours. I assume some of you will like this option, some of you won't like this option, but we're just throwing it out there to try to be flexible to meet the needs of our employees. Let's see. What else? When management calls you, you need to respond to the calls from management within 30 minutes. Okay, if you don't, you can no longer work with us. Okay, we're going to be pretty strict with this. When you're on call, you need to follow through with that and respond to our calls. Independent contractors, we have 3 of you that are independent contractors because you were hired a little while ago. This all applies to you as well. We would definitely welcome talking to you about being an employee with our company. we'd actually prefer that. So if you want to become an employee, give me a call or send me an email, and we can sit down and talk about what that would look like. We understand this is a major policy shift, and I understand this is some people will like this, and some people probably won't like this. If you have questions or concerns, call Rob or Chris or email them. They can probably help you out. Rob, Chris, and myself will be meeting on a regular basis, so anything that you bring up to them will also be brought up to me. If need be, you can come in and we can sit down and talk about it together. All right, guys, thanks for hearing me out and thanks for being on board. We can talk in the future. All right, thanks.